Question number 2, work out the following. Okay, work out the following, and what we have there basically is powering. Okay, so for this question is giving you some practice on powering. Okay, so before we begin, we can just add a little note. Okay, or recall. Okay, that let's go to insert, and let's go to equations, and we're going to type A, meaning a base, or let's put B for base. B, raise up. Okay, let me highlight B. If you want to put an exponent, then you have to highlight whatever you want to be raised as a superscript. Then you go to e to the x, B raised up to the power of 2. So any base that you have raised up to the power of 2, right? Therefore, what you do, you multiply, is B times B. B squared is B times B. Anything raised up to the power of B, of 2, sorry, you times it by itself. That's B squared is equal to B times B. Because for this, I'm seeing a lot of square, a lot of square, a lot of square. Okay, raising up to the power means squaring. To the power of 2 means squaring. Powering means multiplying by itself. Okay, let's go to the assignment number 2. Let's take a look at number 2, but I'm pretty sure that the number 2 in the assignment, where it is, that's the worksheet. The number 2 in the assignment here should be similar, right? So it's power of 2, and then you have a multiplication, and you have questions very similar. So let's start with continue. So therefore now for part E, we have 5 squared. You go to insert, you go to equations, you put your 5, you highlight the 5, make sure you highlight it, and then you go to E, start script, superscript. That's the worksheet I'm in there, right? Superscript, 5 squared, that's equal to 5 times 5. 5 squared is 25. Okay, but you can punch that in your calculator and you get in your 25 and you say, so what is the point? The point is that is for you to know that powering is multiplying by itself. Okay, the calculator can do it for you, but just remember that powering is multiplying by itself. Okay, so it's worthwhile doing one with negative signs. So we're going to do F now. Insert equation. Now we have a negative, open bracket, you have a 5, close bracket, highlight, and then you have a square. E script, superscript. I just highlight the right bracket alone and to get the script. Because if you don't highlight and you go to script, it will give you a new box and you have to write it again inside the box. So if you highlight, then it will avoid you having to write again in the little box. So that negative sign there is not being squared. Please bear that in mind. This negative sign is not being squared. Really and truly, there's an invisible 1 in front of the bracket. So really and truly, this is -1 times, let me just copy this, 5 squared, you know. Please take note of that. So slow down a bit and scrutinize this. This -1 is not being squared. It's only the 5 that's being squared. It's only what's inside of the bracket that's being squared. There's an invisible -1 in front of that bracket there. If you don't see a number in front of a bracket, there's a 1. If you do not see a number in front of a bracket, there's a 1. There's a 1 in front of this bracket. There's a -1 in front of this bracket. So that's just that's not negative bracket, you know, because negative is a sign of a number. A negative and a positive are signs of numbers. A bracket is not a number. Okay, so this is -1. There's a -1 times this. There's a -1 there times that. There's a 1 there. Negative 4 is being squared. Okay, we'll come to it. So really and truly, this is negative 1 times 25. Go back to equations, times 25, and that is equal to negative 25. And if you want to get that answer in your calculator, you put it exactly how it is. Negative, open bracket, 5 squared, you will get negative 25, okay? Let me just prove it there. You put your negative, open bracket, 5, close bracket, squared, should get negative 25, and please practice it so that you can get skillful with your calculators. Okay, let's do G. What is G saying? G now is saying negative, open bracket, negative 5 all squared. Go to insert, go to equations, negative, open bracket, negative 5, close bracket, highlight the right bracket, go to script, superscript, squared. What is really happening is a negative 1 times, okay, that's negative 1, sorry. That's negative 1 time, because there's an invisible 1 in front there. Please remember that. If you don't see a 1, there is a 1. If you don't see a number, there's a 1. So that's negative 1 times negative 5 squared. Now, negative 5 squared is negative 5 times negative 5. Okay. So that's negative 1 times negative 5. That's 5 times negative 5. And that's negative 25. Okay. Please go over it. Any questions you have, please let me know. Okay. Apply to the examples in the assignment, and anyone you have difficulty with, let me know so I can make an example like it and give you further explanations. H, negative 4 all squared minus 6. Negative 4 all squared minus 6. So let's just write it down. Insert equation. Negative 4 all squared. I think, let me just verify the negative 4 that's been all squared. Right. So when you see you in a bracket, it's better say negative 4 all squared. Because if you say negative 4 squared, it's like the 4 that's been squared and not the negative 4. So negative 4 all squared. Okay. Highlight the right bracket and go to insert. And also, you should be doing this, practicing equal, minus 6. Now, what is actually happening there? You have a powering and you have a subtract. So now is a good time to recall BEDMAS, order of mathematical operation. Recall BEDMAS. Okay. And I think it's mentioned in the module. BEDMAS means brackets first. So what's in the bracket, you do it first. Within the bracket, you do the brackets first. Then you move to exponent, which of course that's what we're doing there. Powering. Exponent means powering. Then you move on to either division, multiplication. Okay, it doesn't matter which one comes first. Division slash multiplication. It doesn't matter. So you can do division first, then multiplication, or multiplication, then division. And the same applies for addition and subtraction. Okay, so you can either do addition before subtraction, or you can do subtraction before addition. Okay. Right. So I can just change that to add, right, and change that to multiply, so that we can get everything on, and just change that to divide. Okay, so bear this in mind. So therefore now, this now basically means that we have to square minus 4, square negative 4, Negative 4 all squared, so that's negative 4. So if you do not see the equation, just go and look for equation there, because once you're inside of that little rectangle, you can go to equation and then you go to times. That's negative 4 times negative 4. Subtract 6. Now you must do the multiply before you subtract. You cannot go negative 4 minus 6. You have to do the subtract, the multiplication first before you do the subtraction. Multiplication comes before subtraction. So you must do that first. Negative 4 times negative 4 is a 16. Then you can subtract 6 and that will give us 10. Okay,